They're on Facebook. They're on X. They're everywhere. And Gary and his team, they're super professional, great people, local people, give back to the community, and we can't recommend them highly enough. We hope you never need their services, but again, if you do, you need Caven's Group to come to the rescue. No doubt about it. Parker Thune back in the Buffalo Wild Wings studios, and also Blake Gamble running YouTube today. And Parker, how we doing?
I can't complain, Steely. It's
Good.
another beautiful day in God's country. It's hump day. We'll be over the hump in the next few hours and on our way to the weekend. I
like that. Any day that gets closer to Friday is a really good day. Friday, of course, Friday's got to be the best day of the week, right? I mean, Saturday's pretty good, obviously, particularly when you get into the sporting events on Fridays. But what a great sports day it is today. You have the Sooners in Georgia, basketball tonight, scheduled to tip at 8:30 in Nashville. Probably be somewhere, my guess, around 8:45. So that's going on tonight, SEC basketball tournament. Sooners softball on the road at Tulsa, 5 o'clock on ESPN+. And they have a weekend series in Fayetteville against Arkansas. Skip and company on the diamond today at Mitchell Park. That's going to be a 6 o'clock pregame on the ref, 6:30 first pitch for Oklahoma and La Tech. And then OU goes to play a conference opening weekend series in the SEC at South Carolina. And then you have a potential preview of the NBA Finals tonight happening in Boston with the Celtics hosting the Thunder. OKC coming off that loss on Monday to Denver. We'll see if they can get it turned around against Boston tonight. J-Dub will not play for OKC, out with a hip strain. Kristaps Porzingis out with an illness, it looks like, for Boston tonight. Jason Tatum is questionable for the Celtics with a knee issue, and Jaylen Brown listed as probable. He's got a sore knee as well, so we'll see who's on the floor in that big matchup tonight in Boston. But why don't we start with some Sooner basketball, Parker? The Sooners, 19-12. They just had two big wins in a row. The game against Missouri at home, 96-84 victory. Huge for Oklahoma, had to have it. Then they go on the road in Austin, and so many big plays, so many role players stepped up and had great games for Oklahoma. They were without Sam Godwin, but they found a way to win 76-72 in Austin against the Longhorns. And now, whether you're looking at bracketology with Joe Lunardi or you're looking at Jerry Palm, a lot of people think right now, again, the Sooners are in the tournament. Would a win tonight against Georgia be huge? Absolutely it would. Georgia's been on fire. They've won 4 games in a row. They've been red hot from three-point range. They beat Florida, the number 3 team in the country, as part of this 4-game winning streak. They're playing their best basketball of the year. But the Sooners also, they have cranked it up. They have dug down deep and found a way to win these games late. So Porter and company with a huge game tonight in the SEC tournament. Let's hear from Porter. This was this morning on the T-Row in the Morning Show, and Porter was asked where he thinks his team stands right now with the bubble.
But there's no question when you put our resume up to everybody else, if I gave you blind resumes, the fact that we've won over 8 games of teams on the bubble are predicted to be in the field. You know, Louisville is second in the ACC, Michigan's second in the Big Ten, and Arizona's second in the Big 12. We went and played 6 power conference games in the non-conference and won them all. The committee says, like when they put all their things up, they don't put the conference record up. And you can't. It's an unprecedented year in the SEC. But if you just look at our resume and you take all the teams they so-called have in the bubble and they did a blind resume, our stacks up against every. It's almost. So I don't want to get ahead of myself, but we got a really strong case. We've got to take care of business today because what happened was last year. I remember we had to win that Cincinnati game, just like this Texas game, and we did it. And then we lost the first round of TCU. Every indication is weird, and then there was 5 bid steals. But the year before, there were 0 bid steals. This last year, there was 5 teams that were not supposed to be in, won their tournament and got in. So that moves the whole line down. This year, we'll see. You know, that obviously haven't, but all that. I'm talking to you about it, Toby, because you know. But with our guys, we're talking Georgia, win in advance in this tournament. we're playing our best basketball after the last 5 games. We're 3-2, but with 2 ranked teams at the last end. So we're going into this thing. Let's get Georgia. Let's get Georgia. Quad 1 win, bolster it, and then move on. And then obviously Kentucky's waiting too. That another opportunity to win in advance in this tournament.
There you go, Porter on the T-Row in the morning show right here on the Ref this morning. And let's hear what Porter also had to say about this matchup with Georgia. Now, keep in mind, they did play January 11th in Athens. Georgia, in that game, shot 37 free throws. The Sooners shot 9. 9. Also, in that game, Jeremiah Fears, 2 points, 1 of 11 from the field, 0 of 4 from 3, with 5 turnovers. Now, you're looking at a lottery matchup tonight between a pair of freshmen in this game as well. NBA Draft.net, Asa Newell, the Georgia freshman. They had projected number 8 to San Antonio. Jeremiah Fears, Sooner freshman, projected 9 to Portland. So you've got a couple freshman lottery picks going at it in this matchup tonight in Nashville, a little after 8:30. But let's hear from Porter Moser, and he was talking about what the keys for Sooner success tonight are going to be against Georgia.
Rebounding points, second chance points for them. I do think this too. We're really good at guarding the three-point line, but Georgia's on a heater shooting it. They've won 4 in a row, and they're shooting over 40% from 3 these last 4 games. So, we've got to get them to miss the threes. We're going to defend it, but then we got to rebound those long rebounds. We got to rebound the paint. But those are the most telling. The second chance points, the free throw disparity, because if they get us in foul trouble, and I mean, it's really hard to win when the team takes 29 more free throws than you. So we're going to have to hopefully shrink that gap, and we're going to need some help by other people that well, I won't say that, but just we need that disparity. We need smaller.
There you go. Obviously referring to the first meeting between these two teams again, when the Bulldogs shot 28 more free throws than Oklahoma did. So we'll see what happens tonight. No Sam Godwin for the Sooners. That creates some issues. Mo Wagee, Luke Northweather going to have to play and play well for Oklahoma tonight. And I would bet that Jeremiah Fears will have a much better game than he had in the first go-round against Georgia when he was not good at all. So, Parker, how are you feeling about the Sooners and Georgia tonight?
Well, on paper, especially with the way that they've played as of late, Steely, I actually, for the first time in a long time, I actually looked at this game and I like Oklahoma's chances to go get it done. But this is a win you feel like you got to have, Steely, even if it doesn't ultimately rank as a game that determines Oklahoma's fate. Like, there's still a path, a very realistic path, even a likely path to the tournament for them if they lose this game tonight. But going back to what Porter mentioned about the 5 bid thieves last year, you want to make sure you leave absolutely no doubt. You don't want to leave anything up to chance as Champ Week unfolds, because college basketball is nuts, especially this time of year. You get into conference tournament season, anything can happen. And so I think a win against Georgia tonight would more or less cement Oklahoma's resume as a tournament team. The rest of the way in the SEC tourney, it really wouldn't matter. If you beat Georgia tonight, that is good enough to get you in the dance for certain, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think they win this game tonight. I would go about Oklahoma at 95% to get in this NCAA tournament. I think even if they lose this game tonight, I still think Oklahoma is going to get in, but that would be at about 60%, in my opinion. And as you said, it's all about the bid stealers. Haven't had any so far, in the smaller conference tournaments that are going on now. You don't really see that, obviously, but it's all about that. But this would be a nice, again, insurance policy for Oklahoma if they can get this done tonight against Georgia. All right, Blake Gamble also back there running our YouTube live and chat. And we also have a question we've thrown out there. Pretty basic one, but we want your thoughts on it. Question for the YouTubers today, Blake, is about the OU-Georgia game. What is it?
Yes, Steelman, our poll question today. How confident are you OU beats Georgia tonight? Here are the 4 options. Betting my house on the Sooners. They should win. Keyword should. Who knows with this team? And last but not least, OU loses and ends up in the NIT again.
Ugh. Well, I hope no one's betting their house on this OU basketball team, because if we've learned nothing else, we have learned that they are unpredictable. So
there's a couple votes for that so far, Parker.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, honey, how much you got in that 401k? Let's unload it all on OU.
Please
What do you
make
think?
financially sensible decisions, folks. I do not recommend, nor do any of us here at the Ref, that you bet your house on Oklahoma to win tonight.
Yeah. So anyway, we are live on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, search KREF Sports, and you'll be able to find us. We're live. I am here in the bright, sunshiny Cavens conference room today, and as opposed to the dark dungeon they put me in back there on the other side of the Buffalo Wild Wings studio for YouTube. They make an old man who can barely read his own chicken scratch writing in very bright lights try and do it in the dark dungeon atmosphere with no copyrighted music. So I'm not being held hostage today in the Buffalo Wild Wings, that side of the studio. Although we still appreciate Buffalo Wild Wings very much. And don't forget about our 68-team giveaway coming up on Monday at the Buffalo Wild Wings and more. Always a great event, always great to see a lot of listeners roll out for that event. We hope to see you out there as well on Monday. Okay, we want to thank Lasher Home Comfort Systems. They always sponsor hour number one here on Steelman and Thune, 405-579-3113 for Lasher Home Comfort Systems. Tim Lasher, what a great Sooner he was. What a company he has with Lasher Home Comfort Systems. If you have heating and air issues, they will get them taken care of for you. Lasher Home Comfort Systems, home comfort you can trust. We may or may not have Gary on with us today. I know he's out of town, so we'll wait and see if we're going to have Gary today. But we do have you with us today, and we appreciate that very much. First game is underway in Nashville, and it's South Carolina and Arkansas. And they've gone to a break. Last I saw it was 10-9 South Carolina, but that game's underway. And again, tip time will be, my guess would be closer to 8:45 than 8:30 tonight. You know how it happens in these games. But it is the last game of the first session tonight, and it is on the SEC Network. Okay, Parker, anything going on with Future Freaks Weekend? Any dividends being paid? Any people close to committing? What are you thinking?
I wouldn't say anyone is like imminently close to committing. No. But Oklahoma's going to have a chance as they continue to get guys on campus throughout the spring to make strong enough impressions, to set themselves up during official visit season, or maybe even a little bit sooner to close the deal with some of their key targets in the 2026 class.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who will be the next commitments and when that commitment will happen, because they've been stuck on 4 for how long now? Been a while.
Well, Daniel Odom committed in late January, I believe the 28th of January, so it's been about 6 weeks since Oklahoma picked up a commit.
There you go.
Which feels like a long time.
Yeah, it does. It does, doesn't it? All right, it is 10-9, South Carolina leading Arkansas in the first game going on right now in Nashville. And again, the Sooners scheduled to tip a little after 8:30 tonight against Georgia. The Sooners, the 14 seed. Georgia is the 11 seed, and Georgia won the prior meeting by 10 in Athens. All right, let's take a first break right here. And when we get back, I have listed my top 10 best/most important Sooner players this spring and heading into the season. And I'll run those down for you. And we'll see if Parker agrees. I'll let him pick 10, and I'll check them off my list and see if we agree. But we'll do that next, coming up next, right here on the home of Sooner fans.
Bleed Crimson? Love great Sooner talk? Join the Ref Army by downloading our free app. Toby and TJ, Plank and Josh, Steelman and Thune, and Teddy and Tyler. We have the Sooner experts. The Ref is home to Sooner fans worldwide.
Have you or someone you know suffered a loss to your home or business from the recent storms? Before you accept a settlement, call Brown O'Haver at 405-735-5510. Brown O'Haver is a local-based company helping Oklahomans with claims since 1988 with preparation and expert analysis detailing your loss and insurance settlement. As your trusted consultant, Brown O'Haver can give you peace of mind and make sure you're getting what's yours. Call Brown O'Haver today, 405-735-5510, and make sure they're working for you.
Are you in need of purchasing your own health insurance? Are you turning 65 and confused about Medicare? Are you an employer looking at offering benefits to your staff? Call the agents at Allison Insurance. They'll sort through the confusion. They're not captive to just one company, and they'll get the best option for you. Don't get frustrated. Call Allison Insurance at 800-580-5587 or 745-2968. Allison Insurance. They are the experts.
It's time for your certified most accurate forecast from KOCO5 First Alert Weather. Brought to you by Cavens Group. Do you have a water emergency? Give Cavens a call at 405-573-3048.
From the First Alert Weather Center, this is meteorologist Jonathan Condor with your KOCO5 News weather forecast. A little cool out the door this morning in the 40s with a clear sky, but then our sky will become partly sunny to mostly cloudy as we go into the afternoon. Highs will be in the mid-70s with a south wind about 10 to 15 miles an hour. I'm going to keep it dry for us today and tonight. You'll notice winds coming around the northwest tonight. That is a cold front with a partly cloudy sky. Lows in the 40s for Thursday morning. Thursday will be warmer with highs in the upper 70s.
That was your certified most accurate forecast from KOCO5 First Alert Weather, brought to you by Cavens. Did you have a water emergency that you fear might turn into mold? Give Cavens Group a call at 405-573-3048 or visit cavensgroup.com today.
Coach Stoops here for Van Hoos Fence. If you want to work with the best local fence company and get championship service, contact my friend Mark and the Van Hoos Fence team. Van Hoos Fence gives each customer the most professional craftsmanship and competitive pricing in Oklahoma. From wood to chain link to vinyl to metal fences, the Van Hoos Fence team does it all. Contact the Fencing All-Americans at Van Hoos Fence, 405-735-1167 or vhfence.com.
In the age of internet and all things fast-moving, it's hard to find people you can trust. When it comes to your home or business electrical systems, don't settle for anything but the best. Wade Electric has been serving Oklahoma since 1969 and will gladly address your electrical needs with diligence and professionalism. They specialize in service upgrades, exterior and accent lighting, power automation and controls, shop and outbuilding wiring, LED conversions, and more. Go with a name you can trust and call Wade Electric today at 405-329-1940.
Tired of your current living situation? Now is the best time to make a move. Interest rates are dropping and Home Creations is offering the best financing around with rates as low as 3.625%. This will save you hundreds per month on your brand new Home Creations home. Live like a champion today by calling Holly at 405-364-9999 for full details.
364-9999 Home Creations.
APR 6.508%.
Whether you're celebrating a special occasion, desire a great post-game, or after-work dining experience, the Ranch Steakhouse is the winning choice. At Ranch Steakhouse, we're grilling up the best USDA prime steaks in Oklahoma. Juicy, flavorful, and cooked to perfection. Pair that with an unbeatable atmosphere, a killer drink selection, and a wine list of over 400 personally curated bottles. Whether you're toasting the game or winding down after a big day, Ranch Steakhouse is where champions eat.
Back here at Cavens Group, we're here on Wednesdays. Love being out here. Great folks here at Cavens. If you run into a disaster, we hope you never do, but if you do again, you need to call the best. Like the Yankees used to use Mariano Rivera, right? Inner Sandman coming in to save the day back in the day. Well, Cavens can do that for you when it comes to issues like mold. You know, mold can be very sneaky. It can start growing where you can't see it in your home. What you need to look for, musty, earthy type odors, discolored walls or ceilings, warped floors or walls, condensation, high humidity. It can happen in unexpected places in your home. If you ignore mold, you face some issues, Potential structural damage to your home. Mold weakens walls, wood, and insulation. A lot of health risks, too. Mold exposure can cause respiratory issues, fatigue, and even memory loss, and certainly decreased property value when it comes to your home. Mold lowers property value and complicates selling your home. You need to get it taken care of. Don't try and do it yourself. Call the experts here at Cavens Group, 405-573-3048. We always recommend that you have that number handy in your phone contacts. Cavens, C-A-V-I-N-S, 405-573-3048. If you run into a serious issue, you need people who are very serious about getting the job done for you, and that's the folks here at Cavens. All right, I promise I didn't see this earlier, and it just popped up on my timeline because the numbers that I just put out there are very similar. Darinoka said, all right, Sooner fans, chatting with Lenardi last night about the importance of tonight's game for the NCAA tournament. Joe said this, a win for OU, and there is a 90% chance they make it. I said 95. Lose, and he says there's a 65% chance they make it. I went with 60. He also said plenty can change, but that is the take for now. See you in Nashville. So it would be a nice insurance policy win for the Sooners to get this done and, go out and then take your chances against Kentucky coming up tomorrow night. If you can get by Georgia, that would be fun to see the Sooners match up with Otega Oweh and the Wildcats again there in Nashville. Okay. Parker Thune, I have listed the 10 best / most important players for the Sooners this spring and on into the fall.
Okay.
And I have my list of 10 here. I'm going to let you try and guess this list and check off who you think is on this list.
Okay.
Some you might consider maybe just a little bit high because of the importance of the position they play is what I'm looking at and what they're trying to replace from last year.
Okay.
So let's go. All right. Give me your first selection.
I'm going to make the very safe assumption that number one on your list is one John Mateer.
Number one. You got number one, yes.
Okay. I'm going to say, well, I don't know if it's number two, but I'm going to go ahead and say Kip Lewis is somewhere on your list.
Kip Lewis, number 5.
There you go.
Okay.
I'm going to say that R. Mason Thomas is on your list.
Number 2 on my list.
Ah, there you go.
Currently 3 for 3 is Parker Thune.
Look at that. Okay, we got to keep it rolling here. How about Gentry Williams?
Gentry Williams, number 7 on the list.
Ah, look at this. We're on the same wavelength here with a lot of this. Okay, this one is I'm less confident in this one, but I'm going to go ahead and say that somewhere on your list of 10 is Devon Mitchell.
Devon Mitchell.
Ah, dang it.
First buzzer.
Shoot. Do I get 3 misses, 3 strikes?
Yeah, you get 3 strikes.
Okay,
sure.
Fair enough. I'm going to say that Jaden Jackson is on your list.
Jaden Jackson, number 6 on the list.
Excellent. Is Jacob Sexton on your list?
Jacob Sexton is not on my list, but I won't call a strike on you there. I have another offensive lineman instead of Sexton.
Oh, okay. Another offensive lineman. I'm assuming a tackle. Or not?
Yeah.
Was that a yes or a no? I'm quite
That
unclear.
was a yes.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I figured. Okay. So if it's a tackle and it's not Jake Sexton, who would it be? Logan Howland?
I put the kid from Western Carolina on there.
Oh, Derek Simmons? Really? Okay.
Number 9. All right, you still got 1 strike.
Okay. Sounds good.
And we have 4 left. We got John Mateer at 1.
Is
R. Mason
Peyton
Thomas
Bowen
at 2.
on your list?
Is who?
Peyton Bowen.
I did not put Peyton Bowen on the list.
Okay, well,
and
there you
some
go.
people,
Failed the test.
No, you've got one more. You got one more.
Oh, yeah, because you didn't charge me a strike
Yeah.
for the Sexton guess. Okay.
You want to give you some hints?
No, don't
Okay.
give me hints. Don't give me hints. If I'm gonna win this, I want to win it the right way. I'm gonna say, especially based on all of the buzz lately surrounding this particular player, I would bet that Giovanni Gibson is on your list.
Number 10 on my list right there. And I will say this, for Giovanni Gibson, I put the Gibsons.
The Gibsons, both of them.
Giovanni and Jaden, tied.
That's understandable.
So you got 7 of 10.
Look at that. Okay.
All right, so I had this. This is I had number 10, the Gibsons, Giovanni and Jaden Gibson. Number 9, Derek Simmons, big transfer tackle from Western Carolina.
Have I gotten number 8 yet?
You did not get number 8.
Okay,
You can try again. Keep trying.
Robert Spears-Jennings.
Robert Spears-Jennings, number 4.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, that's higher than I thought he would be.
Hey, somebody's got to replace Billy Bowman and be the captain back there, right?
Yeah. Okay, so I've got 8 of 10. I've got one more guess.
You have two left.
Or
I'll tell
more.
you, one on offense and one on defense.
Okay, that helps. I'm going to say that the offensive player in question is Taylor Tatum. Okay. Give up.
All right.
Who are the remaining 2?
I went with Deion Burks at number 3.
Okay.
Got to stay healthy. He's so important. And then I went with number 8, Marvin Jones Jr.
Ooh.
So, all right. So my top 10 best, most important players. And, importance plays into this because of who they're replacing, like with Robert Spears-Jennings. And you could say Peyton Bowen maybe. Somebody's got to be the captain back there among the safety group and, be the leader back there like Billy Bowman. So John Mateer was number 1. R. Mason Thomas, number 2. Great player. I think those are the Sooners' best players on both sides of the ball right there, Mateer and R. Mason Thomas. And R. Mason Thomas still, I think, is scratching the surface. Deion Burks, number 3. I had Robert Spears-Jennings, number 4. Kip Lewis, number 5. Jaden Jackson, number 6. Gentry Williams, number 7. Marvin Jones Jr. at number 8. Derek Simmons, the transfer offensive tackle, number 9. That's kind of on the important side, I think, more than anything else. And then I had the Gibsons, Giovanni and Jaden Gibson at number 10. Anybody else that you would have put on this list, you think, where I missed out?
I think it's a pretty solid list. I don't know that I would have had Marvin Jones on my top 10. And if I was going to go with an offensive lineman, I would probably have gone with Sexton over Simmons just because Sexton, you'd presume right now, is going to be your starting left tackle. Maybe that's not a certainty. I guess Logan Howland may have a say in that whole conversation, but I don't think Jacob Sexton did anything last year to jeopardize his role as the Sooners' top left tackle. And I think protecting John Mateer's blind side and giving him the requisite time to be able to sit back there in the pocket and dish is going to be pivotal for this offense. And so if I were to put an offensive lineman in the top 10, I would have Sexton over Simmons. Other than that, and other than Marvin Jones, though, I think we probably would have had overlap or at least very similar answers on the other 8 out of 10.
Wild card in the incoming class, somebody who could make a big splash, Elijah Thomas?
E.T. all the way. No question about it. And I'll say this, too. I know the E.T. hype is starting to reach a fever pitch, and understandably so, but do not forget about Manny Choice. Because just being out there on the practice field, seeing the way that Manny Choice stacks up physically against some of those other receivers on the roster, certainly how well he moves at that size, how natural he seems, even, having had 3 months to adjust from the high school level to the collegiate level, he looks like a guy that's going to give you something in year 1. And I love this receiver room, man. And I might love this receiver room as much as I loved last year's receiver room on paper. Now, obviously, last year's receiver room on paper was only that because we never got to see what they looked like in conjunction with one another on the football field. All of them got hurt. But Manny Choice, man, if Oklahoma has another Nick Anderson on the roster, it's that kid.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. What about Yvonne Carrion, my wayward son?
Yeah, I mean, Ivan's in a league of his own as far as size is concerned. 6'6", 229 pounds. He's enormous. Now, what's going to be interesting to see for me is, can he hold off Manny Choice? Because he did have the advantage, Carrion did, of having played quite a few snaps as a true freshman, more snaps than anybody would have expected because of the reality of the circumstance. But Manny Choice is well, I shouldn't say more fluid, because Ivan's pretty fluid, but Manny's just a lot quicker. He's a lot quicker at that size than Ivan is. They're both really good receivers, but if you're going to put a jumbo wideout out there that isn't Giovanni Gibson, I'm really interested to see whether Manny Choice could supplant Ivan Carrion as the next man up on the pecking order.
Carrion looked good in the Armed Forces Bowl. No doubt about it. I thought he had an outstanding game. All right, 405-651-3439, Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line. We'll head there in just a second. Blake Gamble back there watching the YouTube chat today with me on location here at Cavens Group. What are we hearing from the folks on the YouTube chat so far about this Oklahoma-Georgia matchup tonight?
Yeah, Steelman, 50% of the votes so far say who knows with this team, and quite frankly, that makes a lot of sense. The other majority, 32%, say they should win, keyword should. So I think the pulse of the fans aligns with the views of a lot of the people here at the station. Jimmy, though, has a couple of comments and a good question for us about the football conversation we were just having. He feels that Marvin Jones Jr. is going to have a really big year, and he has a question. Do you guys think that Sexton is going to be healthy this year?
What do you think, Parker?
Do I think Sexton is going to be healthy this year? I mean, yeah, I think so. The probability is that he's healthy, but injuries are injuries, man. They're unpredictable. And so, yeah, if Jacob Sexton's healthy, I think he's your starting left tackle. As to whether he's healthy or not, your guess is legitimately as good as mine, as would be the case for anybody on this roster.
Okay, they had, 3 linemen out for the spring, right? Afalava, who else?
So Afalava's on the shelf for sure. Are there others? Are there others that aren't practicing?
I thought there was another one that was going to be missing. I'm sure somebody will help us out on the chat. 405-651-3439.
Oh, Heath Ozida is recovering from surgery.
There you go. All right, you want to hit the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line?
Let's do it. Tyson from Stigler asks, is Ivan big enough to play tight end? He's more than big enough to play tight end, and I kind of wonder if that transition happens. I think it probably will. I don't know if that's in the immediate future.
Wait a minute. I thought we had Kanik as an all-SEC guy already.
Well, again, I'm not saying it happens right this second. I think it happens at some point because 6'6", 229 pounds, Steely, you put another 15 pounds on the kid, he's a full-fledged tight end. He's a borderline tight end as it is. You put 15 pounds on him, he's a surefire tight end. So I don't know whether they transition Ivan this offseason or next offseason, but I kind of feel like it's destined to happen at a certain point just because he is that freaking huge. A 405 listener says running back should be on the list. And that'd be great if we were putting together a list of position groups that need to step up for Oklahoma, a list of rooms that need to step up for Oklahoma. But if we're talking individual players, I don't know that anybody in the running back room is 100% locked into a spot in Steely's top 10 or anyone's top 10, because the reality of that running back room is that it doesn't really matter who breaks out. All you need is for one guy to do so, whether that's Javonte Barnes or whether that's Gavin Sawchuk or whether that's Xavier Robinson or whether that's Taylor Tatum or whether that's Sam Franklin, right? Because, if you go to some other positions that we have discussed, if Kip Lewis isn't all that he needs to be for Oklahoma, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a big problem for Oklahoma's defense if Kip Lewis doesn't build upon the strong 2024 season that he had. But let's say, for instance, that Xavier Robinson just gets lost in the shuffle. For the sake of the hypothetical, let's say Xavier Robinson really doesn't do anything this coming season. How do we know what that means for Oklahoma? What that could mean is that a guy like Gavin Sawchuk grabbed the bull by the horns and rushed for 1,200 yards. So just because one of those running backs individually does not have a breakout campaign or doesn't factor into the equation the way that most or all of this fan base feel like they should, does not mean that the unit itself is going to have a down year.
I think Tatum has a chance to be a breakout guy. I think he's got a lot of talent just purely running the football. The problem is he can't hang on to the football, and he's not very good at picking up the blitz. If he can get those two things straightened out, I still think he has a chance to be the five-star back that Sooner fans expected. I love Xavier Robinson's toughness. He was great late in the season, but it kind of looks like Javonte Barnes hurt his foot. He's trying to get healthier again. Should be okay. But it kind of looks like it'll be running back by committee until somebody shows that they're the man. So, and that might happen 2 or 3 times during the season that they ride the hot hand, that DeMarco just rides the guy who's the hot hand in the backfield. All right, break time here at Cavens Group on this Wednesday. And Sooner basketball tonight, 8:30 SEC Network against Georgia. OU softball, 5 o'clock in Tulsa today. And then at Fayetteville for our 3-game set with Arkansas coming up on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sooner baseball today also at Mitchell Park hosting Louisiana Tech. 6 o'clock pregame here on the Ref. 6:30 for the first pitch between the Bulldogs and the Sooners tonight in Norman. And Oklahoma City and Boston tonight in a potential NBA Finals preview. 6:30 on ESPN. Break time right here. We'll hit some more texts when we get back right here on the Ref.
A true Sooner fan wouldn't be caught dead without the KREF app. Join the Army. Get the app. Tell your friends. This is the Ref, where diehard Sooner fans listen.
Don't miss out on OKC's hottest entertainment at the Showplace Theater with acts like Boyz II Men, April 18th. America, April 26th. Patti LaBelle, May 2nd. And Scotty McCreery, May 10th. Riverwind is OKC's favorite casino experience.
Would you like to play a more active role in your health? At Hightower Clinical, we believe all Oklahomans should have access to new potential treatment options through clinical trial participation. Our team wants to support you with the best care possible through clinical trials. No health insurance is required. Compensation is available for eligible study participants, and study care is provided at no cost.
Having the chance to go through a trial and find out if something works for them and makes their life easier, I would recommend them do it.
To learn more, scan this QR code and visit our website.
March is here, and the home of Sooner fans is ready to make the best 68-team giveaway better than ever again this year. Join us Monday, March 17th for the Ref's 24th annual 68-team giveaway, live at Buffalo Wild Wings off of 19th Street and Moore from noon to 7 as we make this year's 68-team giveaway bigger and better with more ways to win than ever before. Come to the home of wings, beer, and sports and sign up in person for a chance to get a team from the field of 68. The better your team does in the tournament, the better your prize. And even members of the Ref Army who don't get a team get a chance at one of more than 30 instant prizes throughout the event from noon to 7. The Ref's 68-team giveaway is presented by Riverwind Casino. Riverwind Casino. Good times, great rewards. The Ref's 68-team giveaway is also brought to you in part by the Central Oklahoma Buick GMC dealers, Buffalo Wild Wings, Cavens Group, Westwood Family Aquatic Center, Mitchell's Jewelry, First United Bank, Sweat is Free, Sooner Bowl, Tribes Gallery, Gateway Mortgage, and many more. That's the Ref's 24th annual 68-team giveaway on Monday, March 17th at Buffalo Wild Wings of Moore from noon to 7. The Ref, the home of Sooner fans, and your home for the best giveaways this March.
Hi, this is Monty Markham at Markham's Nursery. It's that time of year to get outside and spend some time in the yard, planting your favorite trees, shrubs, and flowers, and we've got a huge selection of them at Markham's. This Saturday and Sunday only, March the 15th and 16th, is our annual spring open house at all Markham's locations. Come by and stock up on seeds, bulbs, pottery, fertilizers, yard ornaments, and much more. We hope to see you this Saturday.
Markham's Nursery, just add the sun.
Hi everybody, Toby Rowland here. And are you and your family looking for a place to golf in 2025? The Trails Golf Club in Norman is perfect for you. The Trails give you the opportunity for you and your family to spend quality time together by playing golf, enjoying the pool in the summertime, along with many family fun-filled activities around holidays. Plus, one of the best restaurants in town. Now is the perfect time to join the Trails. Contact Zane Alexander today at 405-360-3790 or visit trailsgolf.com.
My son Ian was diagnosed with a brain tumor at the age of 16 months. We had no hope until St. Jude rescued us. He's alive because of what St. Jude has done. He's here because of the doctors who came before, their blood, their sweat, their tears, the knowledge accumulated and shared, with everyone else around the world. This is how we help kids beat cancer all over.
Finding cures, saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Back here with you at Cavens Group on Friday. We'll be out at the one and only Riverwind Casino. Plank's going to be out there tomorrow morning because he'll be headed to Fayetteville for the weekend matchup between Patty and the Sooners and the Razorbacks. Gasso versus Gasso coming up this weekend. First, the Sooner women play at Tulsa today, and that is a 5 o'clock start on ESPN+. But we'll be at Riverwind Friday. And Riverwind, of course, features nearly 3,000 electronic games, the best selection of electronic games on a state-of-the-art gaming floor. They also have your favorite table games everywhere with two table game pits, two high-stakes areas, and they've got a big-time Major League Poker room as well. Off-track betting, now an Oasis gaming area that's smoke-free on the first floor. Skyloft gaming area upstairs. They've got everything. Make sure and get out there Friday and take part in the drawings in the 80K Golden Clovers giveaway. You can win a share of 80K in cash and bonus play, and we invite you to play with your wild card and get your wild card and use it all the time. But for these Friday night drawings, particularly play with those wild cards Mondays and Tuesdays and get 5 times the entries for the Friday night drawings. We've got another big show happening at the Showplace Theater this weekend. Last weekend, fantastic crowd. I understand it was a great show put on by Southern Rock Legends 38 Special. This weekend, the award-winning music of Grammy and Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Bonnie Raitt coming up Saturday night. And then later in the month, March 28th on a Friday, the Bonnie Raitt show this weekend is a Saturday night show. Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Chicago will also be at the Showplace Theater. So you've got great bars, great dining options, games everywhere, great shows. Riverwind Casino, they set the standard for the Metro Casino experience. They're number one. Not even close, but it's Riverwind and everybody else. Good times, great rewards always at Riverwind Casino. All right, we played this clip a few days ago. Somebody said, Steely, I got in halfway into the Pat 40 clip when I was listening the other day. Can you play the entire clip? And I will right here. This is what Pat 40 of Yahoo Sports, he's kind of an angry old guy like me, but he said the other day on their podcast that no doubt Brent Venables is on the hottest coaching seat right now in college football.
It's not been good so far for Venables. 3 years. First year terrible, second year better, third year terrible. Basically, and the entry into the SEC was rough. He badly mismanaged his quarterback situation, ended up having to fire his offensive coordinator during the season last year. They were just a bundle of mistakes and critical turnovers and penalties, and finding ways to lose games. And as we know in college football, it really doesn't help you when your rival is kicking ass, which Texas was at the same time. And Texas killed Oklahoma in Dallas last year. So combining underachieving with your rival hitting high levels, that's a bad recipe there. And, I think there was questions from the beginning. Venables, one of the great defensive coordinators of all time. Could he transition to being a head coach? And those questions to me still haven't been answered adequately. 3 years in, I think this is absolutely a year where they not just get better, but probably a lot better, or Oklahoma's getting a new coach.
All right, Parker Thune, what do you think the bar is for Brent to clear to keep his job this coming season and continue on as the Sooners head coach?
I mean, the bar he has to clear is 6 wins. If you don't get to 6 wins, at that point, the noise is going to be too loud. In order to keep everybody happy, in order to not just retain your job, but keep the fan base happy, keep them optimistic about the future that is ahead, I think you have to win 8 games, maybe 9. And there's a difference, right? Winning enough games to keep your job versus winning enough games to keep the fan base satisfied, those are two very, very different things. I think Brent Venables would keep his job if the Sooners went 7-6 this fall. I truly, genuinely do. But nobody would be thrilled about it.
Yeah, and a lot of that depends on what that 7-6 looks like. I think the one that I like, I think you said 8 games. I think 8 games keeps him employed at OU. 6, you're going to a bowl game, you could be 6-7 again, and that's not. I don't think that's going to cut it. But let's say you go. You win 7, you go 7-5 during the regular season, but you lose to Texas by 3 touchdowns, right? Because you have lost to Texas in 2 of the last 3 years. And as great as the goal line stand, Dylan Gabriel to Nick Anderson, incredible drive victory in the Cotton Bowl was, you also, in a crazy situation, I know, got beat 49-0 and then 35-3. So you've lost 2 of those 3 years by a combined tally of 84-3 to Texas. And one of the things that we've said, one of the most important pieces or one of the most important factors in keeping your job as the OU head football coach is to have success against Texas. You don't have to win every game, but you need to win your fair share. Bud Wilkinson did it. Barry Switzer did it. Bob Stoops did it. Lincoln Riley even did it. But, once you start losing, whether you're the Texas coach or the Oklahoma coach, if you're losing, a lot of games to your Red River rival, you're not going to be gainfully employed very long. So we'll see what happens in the Cotton Bowl this year. It's going to be very interesting. But to me, I think 8 games would get him there. And also in the Texas series, what have they done 2 of the last 3 years when they lost by that combined margin of 84-3? They have arguably put the worst 2 offensive units on the field in the Cotton Bowl that I've seen Oklahoma put out there in my years watching Oklahoma football. Maybe a John Blake team, maybe, is right there with him. But other than that, they were totally inept on offense in 2 of the 3 years. So a lot depends on how that record looks. So, but you think 7 could save him. Is it again dependent on beating Texas, or you just think 7 could save him?
Well, I genuinely do believe, based on a lot of conversations I've had throughout this offseason, just gauging where folks stand, at least folks with a hand in the decision-making process stand going into 2025, I don't think there's – I don't think the administration has the same bar for Brent Venables, the same clear it or you're fired bar that the fan base does. For instance, Roger in L.A. said, Parker, you believing that Venables keeps his job with 7 wins is shocking. He needs to win 9 or 10 games and beat Texas to keep his job. Again, Roger, that kind of illustrates my point. If you're looking at it from a fan's perspective, yeah, you feel like if Oklahoma doesn't win 9 or 10 games, and if they don't beat Texas, well, then move on, right? Get Venables out of here. The administration, the powers that be at the University of Oklahoma, from everything I know and understand, do not see it that way right now. They think that with what went on in 2024, all of the injuries, all of the adverse circumstances that affected Oklahoma's ability to win football games, like they don't hold that against Brent Venables, I think, the same way.
So they think it was a fluke, mainly?
Yes. There's a lot there. It is regarded as flukish. And in 2025, let's say Oklahoma goes 8-5. The fan base would not be thrilled. The majority of the fan base would probably be ready to move on from Brent Venables. I genuinely do not believe Brent Venables would be fired.
I think if they get to 8 with that schedule, I'm good. I like what they've done. I think they've made some tremendous hires in the offseason. I'm continually impressed anytime I hear Jim Nagy speak. That guy's going to be tremendous, I believe, as general manager. I like Ben Arbuckle. I like that hire a lot. I think that's going to be good for Oklahoma. You can talk about, what they've done. Also, who am I thinking? Nate Dreiling and Goodwin also. And I think a guy like Kevin Wilson, even being a consultant, is a really good hire. Now, again, am I trying to sunshine pump here? No. But I do like what they've done also, not just, with players coming into the portal, but how they're structuring what's going on over there. I think it's going to be – I think it bodes well for the future. But there's no doubt they got to go out and win more games next year. If they throw another 6 and 7 out there, that is going to be a disaster, and Brent won't keep his job. How much of, let's say he wins 7 games, and you say that Joe C. and Joe Harris, we're keeping this guy. How much of that would be a financial decision versus would play a part in that versus a coaching decision? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you're kidding yourself if you think the financial aspect of things doesn't factor into the calculus when you're trying to decide whether to fire a football coach or not. Because, for instance, if Oklahoma went 8-5 next year or 7-6, and the Sooners could part ways with Brent Venables for no buyout money whatsoever, they probably would be a little bit more willing to do so. But the fact that you're staring down the barrel at a buyout that's somewhere in the neighborhood of $30 to $40 million after next season, yes, that matters in the process. That matters in the decision-making equation.
All right, 405-651-3439 on the Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line, and a lot more Sooner football conversation coming up. It's going to be a busy sports day. I like this sports day a lot. It's going to be, it's going to be awesome because you have the Thunder and the Celtics at 6:30. Actually, you can start at 5 p.m. on ESPN Plus. Sooner women softball will be in action at Tulsa today. OU baseball. Pregame 6 o'clock in the Ref hosting Louisiana Tech, and then the first pitch at 6:30. Then you have the Thunder at Boston. Thunder and the Celtics, 6:30 tip. That'll be on ESPN and the FanDuel Network. And then later tonight, your nightcap, Sooners and Georgia. That is a really, really good sports day. All right, next hour, we'll talk a little more Sooner basketball. We'll hear from Jim Nagy, the Sooners' new football general manager, and Jaime Diaz speaking out on Tiger's future in the world of golf. No Tiger at Augusta. Very, very sad. I might cry during the top of the hour break. Yet another issue, a foot issue. It's still Augusta, though, but I would have loved to have seen Tigers. I'd love to have seen Tiger out there at Augusta National. So we'll talk just a little bit about that at some point next hour as well. Keep it right here. We're at Cavens on a Wednesday, and you're right here on the home of Sooner fans, the Ref.
From the gridiron to the hardwood to the diamond, no one covers the Sooners like we do. If it's Sooner Sports, we have you covered 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. This is the home of Sooner fans.
Speaking of technology, did you know that RK Black is an authorized dealer for Kyocera copiers? And the Kyocera copiers aren't just copiers. They're smart devices that can scan, print, fax, and email your documents with ease and security. Even better, they're backed by RK Black's award-winning service team that is built on nearly 70 years of taking great care of our clients. Whether you need a desktop printer or a multifunction copier, RK Black has the right product for you. Let's get the conversation started. Give us a call at 943-9800 or visit us at rkblack.com.
Fowler Automotive is proud to be a part of your community, where our passion and values lie far beyond the showroom. We believe that families, sports, art, and culture are at the heart of every thriving community, and it's important to us that we help build the communities that our dealerships call home. Stop by any of our 6 Oklahoma dealerships to see the Fowler Standard hard at work. We pride ourselves on being friendly, helpful, honest, and fair. This is what drives us every day. Fowler Automotive, a proud partner of OU Athletics.
Belmar Golf Club offers a whole new world of recreation and excitement. Our Junior Olympic-sized swimming pool offers a family-friendly atmosphere with poolside food and beverages perfect for all types of summer pool parties. In addition to the best golf course in Oklahoma, Belmar is also a great place to hold corporate and fundraising events, as well as magnificent and memorable wedding ceremonies. Call 405-364-0111 or stop by 1025 East Indian Hills Road and check out our first-class facilities and exceptional service.
Hi, this is Monty Markham at Markham's Nursery. It's that time of year to get outside and spend some time in the yard, planting your favorite trees, shrubs, and flowers, and we've got a huge selection of them at Markham's. This Saturday and Sunday only, March the 15th and 16th, is our annual spring open house at all Markham's locations. Come by and stock up on seeds, bulbs, pottery, fertilizers, yard ornaments, and much more. We hope to see you this Saturday.
Markham's Nursery, just add the sun.
Does your business need a trusted electrical advisor to help with repairs, maintenance, service changes, or upgrades? Don't just trust anyone. Choose Wade Electric, a family-owned company with over 50 years of experience. Wade Electric has an extensive portfolio of completed projects in new construction, remodels, and service. We specialize in a variety of electrical installations like accent lighting and automation, landscape and security lighting, shop and outbuilding wiring, and more. Call Wade Electric today at 405-329-1940 for all your electrical needs.
Dreaming of your own backyard oasis? Be the envy of your neighborhood and let Signature Custom Pools help you create the perfect poolside paradise. Their professional design expertise can transport you into your own Mystic Falls, suburban sanctuary, or Mediterranean retreat. Settle into an endless vacation, entertain your family, friends, and get the signature touch with Signature Custom Pools. Call them for a free consultation at 405-898-9098 or visit them online at signaturecustompools.com today.
Did the recent storms damage your home and roof? Call All-American Roofing today. All-American Roofing has been repairing and replacing roofs for over 40 years and is a second-generation locally owned roofing company. They are also a Google guaranteed contractor and offer free inspections. Our roofers are GAF Master Elite contractors with a BBB A+ rating. Call All-American Roofing today at 405-787-0400. All-American Roofing, the best roofing company in Oklahoma. 405-787-0400.
Get hurt in the game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out, because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the home of Sooner fans, KREF, Norman, Oklahoma, and streaming live on the KREF app.
The Ref Sports Radio Network.
Let's roll right into hour number 2 here at Cavens Group on a Wednesday. Love being out here with the folks at Cavens, and they have all the family dogs out here too, which I love. They're very dog friendly. People who don't like dogs are problematic people. Don't surround yourself with people who don't like dogs, which is maybe, 2% of the population perhaps. But here at Cavens, they specialize in disaster response, water damage, mold damage, intrusion, removal, smoke damage, crime scene cleanup, anything you need. You never want to have to make that call. because it's not going to be fun, but you need somebody there quickly to get things going again with your business or your home. Signs of mold. I know they're the best in the business at all of these, but mold is such an issue. And the folks at Cavens, they have the most teams in the business, the best trained teams in the business, the most up-to-date equipment in the business as well here at Cavens. So if you run into a mold issue, that can be very expensive down the line. Don't try and do it yourself and go get a couple box fans from Walmart and, try and dry out the area. It might look like it's okay, but it's not okay. You need to have that done professionally, and the folks at Cavens, they are the very best. And you need to put this number in your phone contacts. I would recommend it, 405-573-3048. That is 405-573-3048 for Cavens Group. Gary is out of town. I'm not sure that we're going to talk to Gary today, but we're going to give you all the information on Cavens. Again, hope you never need them, but if you're in that situation, believe me, you'll be glad that you called Cavens Group, 405-573-3048, online at cavensgroup.com, CAVINS. Also, our second hour sponsor, Hightower Clinical. Shout out to them. They bring great clinical trials opportunities to the state of Oklahoma. No cost or insurance needed to take part in all of these trials. Your meds, they're provided for free. That's a heck of a deal. And patients are compensated for their time as well. They're located around the metro area in Oklahoma City. Coming soon to other parts of the state. Check them out. Get some more information on these great clinical trial opportunities at hightowerclinical.com. Or you can call or text them for more information at this number, 405-831-5905. Parker Thune, it was 5 years ago tonight that the sports world shut down. It all happened right there in downtown Oklahoma City as the Oklahoma City Thunder were getting ready to play the Utah Jazz. There was a stoppage. Both teams went back to their respective benches. There is a large discussion going on. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was in an Oklahoma City uniform with an afro at that time. Chris Paul was in Oklahoma City. And the game got canceled. Last second before tip-off, the game got canceled. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the day the music died. Pretty much. Well, the sports world died for a while. But it all started in Oklahoma City. Do you remember that night?
Boy, do I.
Yeah, crazy, right?
I remember seeing the tweet. I can't remember whether it was Shams or Woj, or maybe they tweeted similar things, but the tweet was just, the NBA has suspended its season. And that was when we all realized, oh, this is quite significant. This whole COVID thing, yeah, this really is a big deal.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Hard to believe 5 years. 5 years. Netflix loved it, and all the streaming services loved it,
oh,
right?
Yeah, they probably made bank. What's crazy to me, Steely, is that there are certain things that happened far more than 5 years ago that feel like they didn't happen all that long ago. With COVID, it's kind of the opposite effect. And with that 2020, NBA season suspension and everything that followed, cancellation of the Big 12 basketball tournament the next day, that all feels like forever ago to me.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of still feels like we're dealing with the after effects, and I'm not talking about the medical after effects, but I think that COVID, whether you think, it's all made up, this was a government, whatever your beliefs on it are, nobody is quite the same after COVID, right? People, I don't know if I'd be at the Ref if COVID hadn't happened. The other place I was working out, no sour grapes here. I understood it. Businesses weren't open. Advertising wasn't coming in. They asked me once to restructure my deal. I said, okay, I get it. Then they asked me again to restructure my deal. And I thought, I think I'll take 90 days and take my chances. But it affected everybody, And look, that's not a serious deal. I'm still blessed to be doing sports radio still. But, some people lost loved ones, obviously. But I don't think anybody anybody, if they're telling the truth out there, is the same after what happened 5 years ago. What do you think, Parker? Is that too strong?
No, it's not strong at all. I think that's just a very accurate assessment of everything that COVID did to society and each one of us as individuals. Braylon from the 580 says, Steely, we listened to Yacht Rock Radio last night while on an outage changing a transformer. Definitely set the mood right.
There you go. Yacht Rock Radio, Channel 311. Now, during the day, I'm listening to my guys here on the station. I am all the time. But, sometimes if you're not listening to, the Sooners aren't playing on, like tonight we got Skip and Company against Louisiana Tech right here on the ref. But Yacht Rock Radio is my go-to. And, I like that era of music. And, look, I still love my classic rock, 70s on 7, classic vinyl, stuff like that. But Yacht Rock Radio, Shay and I both love that. By the way, you know what else COVID did? Again, 5 years ago today, the sports world shut down. The world changed, and the starting point was right there in Oklahoma City as the Thunder was getting ready to tip off against the Utah Jazz. But it also created a lot of redneck respiratory virus specialists who got their degrees from Facebook University. They're everywhere. That is another thing that COVID did. There are a lot of redneck respiratory virus specialists who got their degrees from Facebook University, and they're still out there.
JP Sooner on the text line says, and then Rudy Gobert licked the microphones, LOL.
Yeah, Rudy Gobert, you talk about the guy that was the poster child for being a total jerk during that whole ordeal. It was definitely Rudy Gobert.
By the
definitely
way,
Rudy Gobert.
Gator also adds, anyone who doesn't like dogs is a hoe.
I agree. Hey, you want to hear from Jim Nagy?
Sure, let's do it. Always.
There was a walkabout interview, a walk-around interview, which T-Row executed very well. Jim Nagy, this guy, look, he was, in all these NFL front offices doing a fine job. 4 Super Bowl, wins. Learned a lot at each of those stops. Fantastic reputation as the director of the Senior Bowl. And he ends up at the University of Oklahoma as the new GM for football. When first I heard that, wow, that's a nice get for the Sooners. And then once I've heard this guy, I'm even more impressed. So I think this is a absolute grand slam home run hire for the Sooners. He did the walk-around interview. You can find that, on OU's YouTube page and at Sooner Sports. But it was really good. Simple question. Jim Nagy was asked why the decision to come to Oklahoma.
It's real easy. It's Oklahoma football, for one. And just really to, talk to the administration, talk to the leadership about the buy-in with the new format moving forward in college football. I think there's a lot of schools talking about shifting to more of an NFL model right now, but I really feel like the leadership here at OU is committed to that. And I wanted to go somewhere where I felt like I could really make an impact, and the staff we bring in could really make an impact. So that's it, man. I want to get out here and help Coach Venables find good players and win championships. That's why we're here.
Could this be in the new Sooner era of college football? Maybe we'll just call it post-Muleshoe. Could the Jim Nagy hire end up being the most important hire that the brass at OU has made? What do you think?
It very well could be. And like I said, I think it is just even before we see what any of the returns on the Jim Nagy hire are or will be, I think that's the most impactful hire that the administration has made since bringing on Brent Venables as the head coach, because I think adding Nagy, adding somebody with his football acumen and his scouting background, and also somebody that can take a lot of the big picture stuff off of Brent Venables' plate and just enable him to be more of a ball coach than an organizational mastermind. I think there's so many reasons why Jim Nagy is going to be more than worth his salary to the OU football machine.
Yeah. What do you think? Have you seen, I'm sure there's some other good hires for GMs out there. I'm not aware of the names, but this one looks like the biggest splash that I've seen. Are there any others out there I'm not thinking of that would rival this one? I don't know. You know?
In terms of like
a GM hire or
in terms of support staff, like off-field hires, I think this is frankly the best hire of the NIL era. This is the best personnel hire of the NIL era at Oklahoma or anywhere. Across college football, I don't think that anyone has made quite a splashy hire as Oklahoma did when they brought on Jim Nagy. And that was reflected in all of the national reaction to Nagy's hiring. It was, whoa, Oklahoma just did that? All you had to do was scroll through Twitter the day that Jim Nagy was hired to understand that this was hugely significant for OU football.
Yeah. If Gary was here, he would say 100%, no doubt, no doubt. And, what this hire kind of said to me, and I think said to the rest of the college football world, and look, Oklahoma, we don't know if they're going to go out and win 7 or 8 games. Sooners are hopeful that they will. OU fans want to see that. I think this is going to, result in dividends being paid, down the road. Can it help immediately? Yes. But I think you're going to see more results from the Jim Nagy hire over the next 3 to 5 years. But I'm very impressed with what I see so far. But to me, when this news came out that you just talked about, I think there were a lot of people around the college football world who really know, how it operates now and what key role players look like in this process. Finally looked at that and said, wow, Oklahoma's not messing around anymore. If they were messing around, and I'm not saying they were, the Sooners, that they haven't taken this seriously, they have. But it was kind of one of those statements, all right, that's it, man. We're bringing in somebody who is going to be extremely pivotal. We're tired of being talked about the way we are and the reputation. Oh, they can't play in the SEC. This was one of those hires that a lot of people raised their eyebrows and really thought, wow, okay, OU's back in this 100%. That's kind of the way I saw it, Parker.
Well, and there's a 405 listener on the text line that said Woj being hired at St. Bonaventure was very splashy. Okay, yeah, but
it was, yeah.
It takes two to tango in this regard. You have to have a high-profile individual and you have to have a high-profile program to legit call it a splash. For instance, there's a reason why Deion Sanders' hiring at Colorado was so much more significant than his hiring at Jackson State. It's still Deion, right? It's Deion both places, but whereas he's being hired at an HBCU that competes at the FCS level and that doesn't register as substantially on the national scale, he gets hired in an FBS program, and an FBS program that's been down for a while, but he gets the chance to bring all of his talent from Jackson State to Colorado with him, as well as to help the Buffaloes start recruiting with the big boys nationally. There's a reason why Deion Sanders hiring at Colorado was one of the biggest things, one of the biggest deals on the entire sports calendar in the year 2023. And so similarly, yeah, while Adrian Wojnarowski getting hired at St. Bonaventure is great for St. Bonaventure, how much does that actually register on the national spectrum, and how much does that have the opportunity to change the landscape of college basketball and dominate the landscape of college basketball? You're talking about an Atlantic 10 program, right? We're talking, on the other hand, about Jim Nagy, one of the most revered scouting minds in all of football, getting hired at a blue blood college football program.
Yeah, and at St. Bonaventure, Boblin is not walking through that door. But I understand that was certainly surprising that Woj did that, and it did make some national news for a while, no question. But you're right with Deion. His first season is at Colorado. Like the first 3 or 4 games of the season, Colorado was the story in college football. Early on, his first season, for about a month. And they hadn't been the focus of the college football world in a long time. A long, long time. Just got, as we get ready for a break, text from my friend Marty, or watching my Hogs whoop up on South Carolina. It is 52-34, Arkansas leading South Carolina. First game in the SEC tournament in Nashville. My favorite Arkansas team, Eddie Sutton, 1978, the original triplets, Ron Brewer, Sidney Moncrief, Marvin Delf, Steve Shaw at center, Jim Counts, the defensive-minded forward. They lost to the Kentucky team that beat Duke in the championship in St. Louis, 1978. I had gone to Arkansas basketball camp. Eddie Sutton still had kind of a perm at that time. But that was a great team. But they lost to Jack Gibbons in Kentucky, who would go on to beat Duke in the championship game there in St. Louis. And then you had the latter-day triplets at Arkansas. Lee Mayberry from Tulsa, Todd Day, and Oliver Miller. So some good memories of Razorback basketball. And they're up 20 now, 54-34, just running away from South Carolina. All right, break time right here. We'll head back to the text line. We'll check in with Blake, see what's up on YouTube, by the way. We need to get caught up there as well. Here at Caven's Group on a Wednesday. Friday will be out at Riverwind, and love being both places. I'll be back in the Buffalo Wild Wings studio/dungeon tomorrow as well. At least my side is the dungeon. Anyway, I'm happy wherever I am. Coming right back. Keep it here on the home of Sooner fans.
Do you eat, sleep, and breathe Sooner football? We do too. This is the Ref, home of Sooner fans.
There's strength in family, and there's strength in partnership. Hi, I'm Lainey Phillips with Armstrong Bank, where we believe in building financial stability and enduring relationships. As a family-owned community bank since 1909, we'll always be here to support you, because we know that true strength is in our communities. Armstrong Bank. Strength runs in our family. Visit armstrong.bank. Member FDIC.
Now that open enrollment for healthcare coverage has ended, there's still several options to consider that just might benefit you. Need to purchase your own health insurance? Confused about Medicare? Considering offering benefits to your employees? Call the agents at Allison Insurance, featuring 70-plus years of combined insurance business experience. They're able to help clients avoid mistakes when purchasing individual or group health insurance. Call Allison Insurance at 800-580-5587 or 745-2968. They are the experts.
The Ref is the home of Sooner fans and is once again your home for chaos. Every game-changing hit.
Long fly ball to left. Track. Whoa. Gone.
Every strikeout.
Got him. Swinging.
Every defensive gem.
He caught it. He caught it.
Every game. All year. The Ref has you covered.
Sooner Baseball hosts the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs this Wednesday night at 6:30 with pregame coverage at 6 o'clock right here on the Ref and the KREF app.
Hey Sooner fans, this is Addison Feda from the 6-time national championship OU gymnastics team. My first year has been so incredible. Competing in the Crimson and Cream is everything I ever dreamed it would be. As we go into postseason, don't forget to become a member of Team 10 to support OU's women's gymnastics, and we would love to see you at the postseason meets. When you become a Team 10 member, you will receive unique experiences and special access to the team. Thanks to Team 10 for making this an amazing first year. Go to Soonersports.com to become a Team 10 member today.
Hi, this is Jack Kiker with Knippelmeyer Chevrolet, located in Blanchard, America. My grandfather, Larry Knippelmeyer, tells me everybody deserves to save money, so say goodbye to those pushy big-time dealers with all those add-ons like paint protectors, nitrogen tires, and everything else that they could possibly think of. Then come down to Knippelmeyer Chevrolet, just 15 minutes from OKC or Norman. At Knippelmeyer, we will save you money and make sure you get a good buy from a family-owned dealership that has treated customers like family for over 65 years. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
I'm Gina Mitchell of Mitchell's Jewelry. Our showroom is home to classic favorites like diamond earrings and pearl strands, plus cool watches from Michelle and Shinola, and cases full of the latest trends. We are known for our engagement rings and love giving our customers every option, straight from our cases or in their very own custom design, with natural diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, or colored gemstones. Shop with us in-store or shop our website or Instagram. Mitchell's Jewelry in the heart of Norman at 2201 West Main Street.
Hi, this is Monty Markham at Markham's Nursery. It's that time of year to get outside and spend some time in the yard, planting your favorite trees, shrubs, and flowers, and we've got a huge selection of them at Markham's. This Saturday and Sunday only, March the 15th and 16th, is our annual spring open house at all Markham's locations. Come by and stock up on seeds, bulbs, pottery, fertilizers, yard ornaments, and much more. We hope to see you this Saturday.
Markham's Nursery, just add the sun.
Looking for a trusted, locally owned and operated roofing company in Oklahoma? Black Thunder Roofing is a top-rated Home Advisor Elite Service Award winner and recipients of multiple Angie Superior Service Awards. They can do it all. Black Thunder also does free inspections and estimates. Locally operated in Norman and Edmond, Black Thunder Roofing serves OKC's metro area south to Purcell, Noble, Blanchard, as well as Yukon, Mustang, Bethany, and Piedmont. Visit blackthunderroofing.com or call 405-473-8028 for your free estimate today.
Here at Cavens Group, love being out here on Wednesdays. Gary and the crew, they're the best at what they do. Talking about you have issues with water intrusion, mold in your home or business, smoke damage, crime scene cleanup. They are the best. They are the very best. And you want to call the best when you're in a desperate situation. If you have a disaster, you want your home or business taken care of as quickly as possible. Your business especially. I mean, you can lose your business if you don't get back in business quickly, particularly in this day and age. So you want to call Cavens. They're the best. They have the most crews. They have the best trained crews. And they're local here in the community. They give a lot of money back, and they support a lot of causes here in the community. Gary and Jessica are the best. The folks here are fantastic, and they do a really, really good job. Their reputation is just the best in the business in this area. And again, mold can become a problem. You can try and do it yourself, but 99% of the time that's going to be a big mistake, and you'll end up paying for it down the road, and that could cost you a lot of money. So call the folks here at Cavens. Local number, we always recommend put this in your phone contacts, 405-573-3048. That's 405-573-3048. And you can check them out online at cavensgroup.com. They're on X, they're on Insta, they're on Facebook. Gary does a lot of interesting videos, informative, informational videos. I'm having a problem talking and putting words together today. Probably shouldn't be in this business. But no, Gary does a fantastic job. And the folks here, they're the best. So always a good time to be out here at Cavens Group. The other day, Parker, a broken heart is a very difficult thing to mend. And when the news came down, as we're right at a month away from Augusta. Tigers' last victory, 2019, one of the great days. That was the last time I was at Augusta. I wasn't there for the weekend. I was there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I got to see his great back nine on Friday after it had rained, which was fantastic. So I got to walk with Tiger pretty much. Not the same normal Tiger crowds, because I said, I'm going to wait this rain out, man. People are leaving the course. What happens if they come back and the storm blows through? So that was a great moment. But the news yesterday, foot injury, ruptured Achilles, and that means Tiger is definitely not going to play at the Augusta National Golf Club April 10th through 13th. Those are the official tournament days, actually. But probably is going to be done for the year. This is well-known golf writer Jaime Diaz, who's covered Tiger for his entire career, talking about Tiger and what is his future with golf right now.
Well, it's a huge setback. He probably loses this year. I mean, there's certainly been examples of people coming back sooner from Achilles tendons, but, you know, at his age and with all the things that he has to do to train and make that so difficult, I don't see a real quick recovery. But it was good news that it was minimally invasive, and it was, I think in his case, good news that it was his left leg and not his right, because his right's the one that was damaged so badly in the car accident. So I think there's still hope for Tiger to play some golf down the road here. Maybe the focus goes to the PGA Tour champions, where he would like to set a record at the U.S. Senior Open by winning the most USGA events if he were happen to win that championship. He's got things to play for. I think being around with Charlie and sharing the game of golf with him, I think is something that he probably gets a lot of fulfillment from, and I think he'd still want to play golf, but I still think he has an itch to scratch when it comes to competitive golf. I think he still thinks he has something in him, and I don't see him just walking away without it certainly testing this very seriously.
There you go. There you go. All right, so Tiger's initial win at Augusta was 1997, right? And a lot of people thought he was done, wouldn't win again, and then he had the great Sunday, and Molinari and Brooks Koepka and some of the other players down the stretch. Once they gave Tiger an opening, particularly with those wet shots on the par 3 12th hole, Tiger saw victory could be mine, and he went out and got it. Great moment. Some of the best television ever, sports television, with the reaction and his kid, Charlie, being there, his kids being there, and, the other players waiting there, near the locker room to congratulate. It was just fantastic. I will tell you this, Parker Thune. Now, you're still a young whippersnapper, but aside from watching great Sooner football teams, my biggest, most cherished moments watching sports would be like 95 Tiger through 2019 Tiger. Now, there were some bumpy roads during that journey with injuries and, the scandal. And look, he was a bad husband and for a while. But just watching him play golf that period, and 97 is the Augusta win, right? But even watching him, I remember watching those 3 straight U.S. Am championships. Those kind of when I got started. And we all knew that he was a phenom, and you saw him on some of the shows as a young kid, and we saw him when he teed it up in the, at Riviera early on, and we knew he had a chance to be great. But some of these phenoms you think are going to be great, they don't turn out to be great. Tiger did turn out to be great, and I think that for me, watching that run, that I don't think he's going to win again. I don't think it's not going to happen. As Jaime Diaz said, maybe he can win on the Champions Tour if he wants to play a lot of Champions Tour events. I like that comment about trying to win one USGA Senior Open so he could get that record. But I've never seen somebody dominate a sport the way he did. The only other guy I think would have been maybe Wayne Gretzky in the NHL. And you can talk about Michael Jordan in the NBA, but he had to take some steps to get there and get by the Pistons in particular. Once they got to the top of the mountain, Michael Jordan stayed there for a while. But probably the 2 most dominant athletes I've seen during my lifetime, who are just the best by far, would be Tiger in golf and then Gretzky in the NHL. Has there been anybody like that for you in the sports world so far? You're still young, but if you had to pick 1 or 2, who would they be?
Listen, I don't know if there is any athlete that is to me what Tiger is to you. I mean, I'll start with that. Mm-hmm. I don't know that there's anybody that really transcends the sports world in my lifetime quite the way Tiger does. I do have an appreciation at this point in my life for some of the few constants that have remained throughout my conscious existence watching sports. Tiger is certainly one of those, Steely. As long as I have been alive, Tiger Woods has been the face of golf. Yeah. I mean, that has never changed. I'm trying to think, up until these last few years, Roger Federer was a guy that dominated the landscape of tennis. Even when he didn't win everything, but even when he didn't win, you paid attention to him. Tom Brady was kind of that guy for the NFL. And look, I'm not a big LeBron James fan, but I think LeBron James might be the absolute last athlete outside of Tiger that I simply cannot recall a world without. I don't remember what the world without LeBron James was like, the world before LeBron James.
Yeah, that's a good call. And LeBron was he was thought to be that prodigy as well, and he's lived up to the hype. Now, LeBron's become politicized so much, and some of that's his fault. But, yeah, that's a good call. LeBron, when he was there in high school, he's, the chosen one, right? That was the cover that he was on when he was there at St. Mary's in his high school days. So he's been around for a long time. But To me, golf, and you could look like at the ratings. Any event that Tiger was in, the ratings were going to be like double. And like, Tiger playing this week? Okay, well, let's go back to half your normal ratings, for the PGA Tour. So, but I think for you guys that are like your age now, it's maybe a little more difficult's not the right word, but you're not, because of the landscape of sports with free agency and particularly like even it starts in college now with the NIL and the transfer portal, you don't have as many athletes sticking with the same organization. I had Larry Joe Bird with the Celtics his whole career. Now, I started out as a Kareem fan. He was in Milwaukee and then ended up with the Lakers. But, there just aren't a lot of guys that are going to play their entire careers with one organization. There are exceptions here and there, but it's just a different sports world. It's kind of like, we talk about the great Switzer early team. 73 team was great, too. They didn't win a natty, but they were great. 74 and 75, they did win back-to-back national championships. But if this would have been an NIL, if there would have been an NIL type setup, the current setup that we have now in college football, who knows? Would Joe Washington have gone to somewhere else where they would have paid him twice what Oklahoma could pay him? I don't know. But you expected those athletes were going to be there at least 3 years, in most cases 4 years, maybe even 5. And it made you identify with teams and get closer and have much more adulation or adoration for those teams because you knew those guys so well. But it's just a different era. It's just a totally different era. Okay, why don't we check in with Blake, see what's up on the YouTube. And I probably have been a little lax getting there today. But, Blake, what do we have happening on YouTube? We threw a question out there, and I want to make sure we get everybody on who has sent us. Hopefully I haven't ignored a super chat or anything. What's up, Blake?
Yeah, Steelman. Just a couple of votes for our more extreme answers. Reminder our question today, how confident are you OU beats Georgia tonight? Those answers on the opposite ends, betting my house on the Sooners or OU loses and ends up in the NIT again. And it's split right down the middle, 43% on both of these two responses. They should win, keyword should, or who knows with this team. So Sooner fans, at least in the chat, not quite sure. And I don't know if you guys have seen the line on this game. I think it's Georgia, a 3.5-point favorite now. So it'll probably be a close one tonight if anything. The way recent OU basketball games have gone, tell us.
Yeah. Going to be interesting. 59-48, John Calipari's Arkansas Razorbacks leading South Carolina, just under 12 minutes left in the opener at the SEC tournament in Nashville. Okay, Parker, let's hit that Knippelmeyer Chevrolet text line at 405-651-3439.
You'll love this, Steely. I incurred the wrath of a redneck.
Oh, no. Here we go.
Somebody texted in and said, Parker, who made you the expert on OU football? Y'all should start taking calls. Let's get down to brass taxes. I assume he meant tax. Half of the stuff you say is not true, and we need to be able to discuss it. Are y'all scared of debating? Now, I asked him to give me 3 examples of things I've said this week that are untrue. He hasn't responded, so we'll see. But
one of the problems with taking calls is it's a little bit like the attention-seeking clowns out there. It used to be the callers could be kind of quick, but everybody thinks they're a superstar now. So they want to go on like 5 minutes, and program directors don't like that very much. Or they think they're a comedian, and they're not really a comedian. So sometimes that's a little bit frowned upon. I don't mind taking a couple calls here and there. You know, it used to be all callers all the time on my old show, but things have changed a little bit. And I don't know. I like hearing from Mr. Sports every now and then, and True Sooner's really good. Sean's really good. You got some good ones out there. But then you have those, once you completely open the doors up, that become like, oh my gosh, no, I'm not going to waste a segment here. Can't do that. Okay, 405-651-3439.
If I had a nickel for the amount of times in the last 15 minutes that we've received the Tiger's a hoe text, I would have a lot of nickels. He was for quite a few years
there.
No,
that's true. That's absolutely true. Who was it? Rachel Yucatel started it all, and he had like a full pitching rotation there for a while. He had a farm club. It was the magnitude to show you how big Tiger Woods was at the time, and still is pretty much always been, a superstar wherever he's gone. But back then, who else would have had a press conference to apologize for adultery?
Oh, gosh, I remember that. That was, 2009?
That sounds about right.
Jay in Tulsa says, the day the ref starts taking calls is the day I quit listening. I cannot deal with rednecks on my airwaves.
I like how you dropped the G there. Y'all scared of debating? You don't say, are you all scared of debating?
SoonRx
scared of debating?
SoonRx added, please don't take calls. Reformed Homer said, please never take calls online from slappies. Glenn from Nashville says, gentlemen, please disregard the redneck that texted and asked about fielding calls. For every one good call, there's 10 horrible ones. Stick to texts and then you guys talking about them.
Here's my impression of a phone call coming into a sports radio station. Yeah, you're on the air, big fella. Go ahead. Jim. Hey, kid's starting to play T-ball this year, and we just went out and got him a new glove, all right? And the kid, he's having a hard problem. He's not being able to catch the ball because we can't break that glove in. Can you tell us how to break down the glove again, please? Go through the whole routine for the 75th time here in the spring, and I'll hang up and listen. All right, thanks. Love the show. Yeah, you take that glove, ladies and gentlemen, you put some shaving cream. So that's it. Or the turkey with the cheesecloth. That's the holiday special. So anyway, there you go. All right, we're going to take a break. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here on the award-winning Steelman and Thune program right here on the home of Sooner fans, the Ref Radio Network, coming right back.
Through the dead of winter, to the dawn of spring, through the dog days of summer, and the kickoff of fall, no one covers Sooner football like we do. The Ref is SEC ready. Are you?
For the professional, it's not enough to just possess knowledge. That's why at GMC, we seek to refine it, to wield its power, to redefine its boundaries, while pushing the limits. And we put this knowledge to the test in every GMC Sierra by engineering each one to outperform your expectations. So you know you're getting precision and durability when you need it most. And that's what makes the GMC Sierra the truck worth knowing. We are professional grade. See your Oklahoma GMC dealers.
So you want to create your future? Discover a path worth traveling down? Find a career to get excited about. For decades, Moore Norman Tech has been training talented, skilled individuals, empowering them to step into a career that fuels not only their life, but the Oklahoma workforce. These individuals are the heartbeat of this state's economy. Individuals just like you. Create your future today at Moore Norman Tech.
Imagine one step, and suddenly a fall turns into a fracture. For many, osteoporosis is a hidden threat, weakening bones silently until it's too late. At the Ortho Central Bone Health Clinic, we believe in personalized care to keep bones strong and resilient. Led by advanced practitioner Amanda Boyd, our team specializes in detection and personalized treatment plans, from bone density testing to strengthening bones after a fracture. Take charge of your bone health today. Call Ortho Central's Bone Health Clinic and let's build better bones together.
Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money, they're in the business of taking your money. Hi, this is Will Gosney with Yala Gosney Attorneys at Law. Have you ever had an insurance claim and thought, wow, I really am in good hands, or these folks truly are treating me like a neighbor? Well, that's where we can help. We'll deal with the stress, we'll get you back to your normal life. So save our number in your phone, and if you're ever hurt in a wreck, call or text us at 405-800-8080. It's 405-800-8080.
Want a chance to win big with your bracket this March? The Refs Bracket Challenge is back in 2025, and we are once again the home of winning big amidst the madness this March.
Why don't you explain this to me like I'm 5?
Just visit kref.com/bracket and click the link to join the Refs Bracket Challenge to see if you have what it takes to best our hosts and the rest of the Ref Army for a chance at March glory.
Do it! Just do it!
The Refs 2025 Bracket Challenge is brought to you by Louie's Grill and Bar. Louie's Grill and Bar is the perfect spot to watch your bracket look brilliant or get busted this March. Visit louisgrillandbar.com for a location near you. Make the right call. Join the Refs Bracket Challenge by March 20th before games tip off, and you'll have a chance to win big, courtesy of Louie's Grill and Bar, the home of Sooner fans and the home for the best giveaways this March.
Mike Steely here for Lasher Home Comfort Systems, your trusted home comfort experts in the Oklahoma City metro area. Tim Lasher and his team have more than 130 years of combined experience. They recognize a significant number of homeowners live with inadequate home comfort systems. They specialize in diagnosing your home system issues while providing more efficiency and reducing your utility costs. As an authorized dealer of American Standard, Tim can service your residence or business. Call Tim and his team at 405-579-3113. Lasher Home Comfort Systems.
Looking for a better way to bank? Join OU Federal Credit Union and experience the difference. If you are tired of hidden fees and impersonal service at your big bank, well, you deserve better, and that's what you'll find at OU Federal Credit Union. They offer competitive rates on loans and savings accounts. Plus, they're a local member-owned institution. Join OU Federal Credit Union today and discover the benefits of being a part of a community that cares. Visit OUFCU.com or stop by the branches today. Member savings insured up to $250,000 by NCUA.
Here with you at Cavens Group. If you have a disaster, mold in your home, water intrusion, smoke damage, crime scene cleanup, any kind of disaster, they are the folks you need to call. Remember this number, 405-573-3048. That is 405-573-3048 for the folks here at Cavens Group. CAVINS, cavensgroup.com online. They're on X, they're on Insta, they're on Facebook, they're everywhere, and they have the best reputation in the business here at Cavens Group. Another place with a great reputation, the one and only Riverwind Casino will be out there coming up on Friday. Nearly 3,000 electronic games, table games. They have your favorites. Oh, yeah. You've got many table game areas, 2 table game pits, 2 high-stakes areas, the poker room. You know, even if you're not a big poker player, if you're out there, you might just look in there. The place is amazing. They have off-track betting, smoke-free gaming area, the Oasis gaming area, Skyloft gaming area upstairs, bars and dining. They have the best there as well. River Buffet is outstanding. Chips and Ales Pub Restaurants. We set up shop in front of Chips and Ales every Friday. Plank, by the way, is going to be out there tomorrow morning for his show because he's got to go to Fayetteville, so Friday it'll be me and then it'll be Teddy. But Plank will be out there tomorrow. River Buffet, Chips and Ales Pub Restaurant, great selections at the food court, newly redesigned. It's really cool. They've got great shows at the Showplace Theater. Beats and Bites is coming back for 2025, beginning in June. Some of the acts this summer, Josh Turner and Edwin McCain, Rick Springfield with a fireworks show in July. Kansas and Starship on the same date, August 9th. Gary Allen in September. Those tickets officially go on sale Friday, April 4th. But we just had a great show at the Showplace last Friday night, Southern Rockers 38 Special. Great crowd. I understand it was a fantastic show. Grammy Award-winning Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Bonnie Raitt coming up this Saturday night at the Showplace. And then in March, at the end of the month, on a Friday night, March 28th, Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Chicago, one of my favorite bands of all time, particularly early Chicago. Oh, so good. Then we have America and Boyz II Men coming in April and May. Patti LaBelle, the Randy Rogers Band, and Scotty McCreery. What's not to like about Riverwind Casino? Everything's awesome, and we'll be out there again with Chris Plank tomorrow on the Plank Show, and then I'll be out there coming up in my normal time slot on Friday. Okay, we're going to get the final poll results here in a minute or two with our man Blake back there watching YouTube for us today. What do we have on the text line, Parker Thune?
Joe Bob from Louisiana took my challenge. He said, I can name 3 things you've said that are untrue. 1, Qdoba's better than Chipotle. 2, not knowing any great movie quotes. 3, that redneck accent. Fair enough. I know enough great movie quotes. I don't know them all. I know enough.
You have to. What's the guy's name again?
Joe Bob from Louisiana was one.
Joe Bob, okay.
Yeah, he wasn't the original redneck that texted in saying half the things I said are untrue.
Oh, so it was another. So you have to let the youngster, the young whippersnapper, get down the road a ways, before you build your repertoire.
I got to season my redneck accent, I admit.
Well, you haven't been around as many rednecks over the years as I have. So, and there's some nice rednecks out there. Then there's some that are just really, oh, I don't care what you say, boy.
Oh,
you've been lying your entire life about you, or whatever.
This is a hilarious exchange with OG Redneck, Steely.
Mm-hmm.
He asked, like I said, Parker, who made you the expert on OU football? Y'all should start taking calls. I said, why is that? Are texts not enough? He said, let's get down to brass taxes. Half the stuff you say is not true. We need to be able to discuss it. Are y'all scared of debating? And I said, give me 3 examples of things I've said this week that are untrue. He said, well, let me call in and I'll tell you. And he said, and I go, why can't you tell me via text? And he said, forget it. You're the expert. I forgot.
You win. He capitulated right there.
I guess so.
He capitulated. There you go. Is that on Urban Dictionary, by the way? No.
Capitulating?
Yeah, it's just a word, of course.
Yeah, no, I don't think you'll run into anything tawdry if you Urban Dictionary capitulation.
Okay. Making sure everybody. Oh my gosh, Steely, did you know that's an Urban Dictionary? This world, ladies and gentlemen, is in deep trouble. And the main reason this world is in deep trouble is because of an evil called social media. It started out innocently enough. Hey, this is kind of fun. I can still communicate with my friends every day without a long-distance charge. Then, ladies and gentlemen, at some point it became pure evil. It became, look at me. It became, let me take a picture of me. It became, what's not to love about me? It became, let me fool these people and let them think I'm the experts when I'm actually full of feces. It turned regular people into attention-seeking con artists, ladies and gentlemen, and will be the end of mankind. And it all really started with the 4 horsemen of the social media apocalypse: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Rode in on their horses and destroyed.
What, and then TikTok was the angel of death that came along to finish the job?
Yeah, that you talk about evil. Let's just give all your information you have to China, but you can still do a funny dance every day. That, ladies and gentlemen, is it. The end of the world caused by all the attention-seeking clowns on social media.
Brian and
We're
Bixby
going to stay on
says,
Twitter all day so I can get engagement. Oh, wait a minute, I got to respond to this. Oh, yeah, I got to respond to this, too. Wait, oh, I'm going to respond to that too. Clowns. Okay,
Man,
sorry.
you really do hate Travis Davidson, don't you?
Why do you guys always make it about Travis Davidson? You're trying to start some kind of a feud. I'm talking about the everyday attention-seeking clowns out there. The people who are stealing information, not Travis. I don't think he stole anything, has he?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay.
Brian and Bixby said, this old boomer ranting about anything but what really is responsible for destroying this country. He didn't say what that is. It was just a very cryptic
Wait,
text.
is he talking to me?
Yes.
No, it's accurate, 100% accurate. These apparatuses have enabled people to be dumbed down and all about themselves, not care about their communities really anymore, just about themselves and how they look on social media. That's it. Then it is pure evil in my world.
CJ Sooner in Florida says, Steely is like Noah in the Bible, preaching the evils of social media while absolutely no one is listening. Here's to Steely, building a large digital ark to save him and all who will listen from the impending digital flood.
I like that. I like it. Nobody is listening because they don't want to know the truth. The truth hurts. You are a narcissist, and that hurts. Look in the mirror and say it. I, repeat your name, am a narcissist. Then go look up the definition and look back at your timeline and your amount of tweets. And then you'll say, oh, the old man was right. Repent while you can. Okay, should we check in with Blake, get the final results?
Sure, let's do it.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure anybody gives a rat's behind about this poll question today, but let's see. Blake, what do we have final results-wise?
Hey, Steelman, 46% the winner. Who knows with this team? And, yep, I think that's the perfect answer. Who knows what's going to happen tonight? OU versus Georgia. I think if they win, they're in. And then they get the rematch versus Kentucky. That'd be a lot of fun.
There you go.
Doug
All
and
right.
Norman chimed in on the text line. This ought to be fun. He said, you haven't heard redneck until you listen to / watch the Paul Feinbaum Show. It's the number one reason why you shouldn't take phone calls.
You know, but occasionally one breaks through that's pretty good, right? Remember the guy that after Michigan beat Alabama, and he told that Michigan fan, I hope 1,000 fleas fly up your a-hole. I hope you do not have a good day for the next rest of your miserable life. Went on and on about the Michigan guy who called in. So, anyway, yeah, I said that once OU was going into the SEC, the redneck factor would go up considerably. And it has. So.
Jesse G on the text line says, sit your kids in front of the radio from noon to 2, ladies and gentlemen, and they will learn.
I like how it's still the Sony PlayStation, the Super Nintendo, like the Sega Genesis. So
that's right, folks. You got one individual claims to shape the minds, one actually does it. The latter, of course, being the great Michael E. Steely.
These people that say, hey, just an old man, I'm not a narcissist, I only tweet 75 times a day. Just wait till the flames capture you. Just wait. Just wait. You'll be saying, man, Steelman was right. I should have believed him. Should have believed him. But you know what? I like those likes and retweets and all the attention I could get fooling people too much. And now I'm paying an internal price for it. It's going to be rough. Going to be rough down there. You better get your flame retardant suit ready. It's going to be very, very hot down there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we got to get out of here. I think this might be an award winner today, Parker. What do you think? Good, solid information, good sound, good texts.
It really did check every box, didn't it?
Solid. Good old man rant at the end. Not a rant. We need to call this an old man fact check every day. That's what we need
Alternative facts with Mike Steely.
Alternative. I am speaking the truth and nothing but the truth. It's just the people who don't like it because they know it hits home.
The realist says this show should be called Steely's Neighborhood, and he does not want to be your neighbor.
Yeah, that's probably accurate. I'd say 98% of people are problematic in this day and age. But not you, listeners. You guys are the very best, and you are much appreciated, like the folks here at Cavens. Everybody have a great rest of your Wednesday. Locked In, coming up next.